One down, outside of vault.
Can't move.
What do you want?
Legacy Tabor, huh? Who would have thought? The company that once said they never wanted to bring it back. But I've seen a lot of misinformation or just straight bullshit going out about Legacy. So I'm here to give you the facts from someone who actually played the wipe and actually started on the wipe we're getting, which is amazing for me. So what are we doing? Why are we waiting? Let's get into it. Number 1. Viable armor piercing rounds at Shiro level 3. The first changes to AP were made on the 2nd of the 10th, 2024, in which it was balanced, so Jiro no longer sold it and it was moved to Shiro 4. However, less than 24 hours later, that was reverted. The second time that AP was changed is when they made it found in raid. Number 2, the wipe we're actually getting. I've seen a lot of speculation on TikTok and obviously YouTube, and we couldn't leave out the Discord, that people think it's going to be the mall wipe. It's not going to be the mall wipe. So you're not going to get the spear, you're not going to get the mold, you're not going to get PvE, you're actually going to have to fight players. So now you might actually be asking, like, what wipe are you getting? Like, DJ, you're just going on and on and on. What wipe are we getting? Collector's Awakening has been sort of pinpointed at this point. As Scott has stated, it's summer 2024, not winter 2024. So we're hoping it's going to be that wipe. That wipe was amazing. It came with Collector, the XM250, the Streamer Cam Beta, and even Raid Reconnect. So you can't complain. So now I'm going to go into some more detailed stuff. So this is going to be stuff regarding the game's development at the time. So if you want to skip ahead, I'll put the timestamp on the screen. Ghosts of Tabor was originally developed using Unreal Engine 4.27. Now you might be asking, DJ, what's that got to do? It's a version of game development, no? Unreal 4.27 had a lot of issues with it at the time. As you'll know, stuff falling through the floor, backpack collisions being buggy, and the ultimate removal of collisions from backpacks because the collision profile was too high. Now, props to the Tabor team, because a VR game is not easy to make at all, especially one that you want to port to Quest. Especially one that's also ported to the Quest 2. Now, I have seen this floating around a little bit on TikTok. No Ghosts of Tabor developers are working on Ghosts of Tabor Legacy. As per Scott's words, the game will not be maintained. That means no bug fixes, no content additions. So, as this is an earlier version of Tabor, and not the one that we're used to, things like the IK rework won't exist yet. So an IK, an inverse kinematic, is something that the player works on. The one in Legacy Tabor is a static one, I like to call it. So all you'll really be able to do is move the head up and down, move your head around, move your arms around, but you'll have no control over your lower torso. Little demonstration you can do for this is hop into Tabor right now, go to any ledge, and lean off that ledge. So you'll see that the character, in fact, moves and follows your head, and you won't fall off instantly. However, if you go into Legacy Tabor and try that off the Tyler Labs, your feet are coming with you. You're going straight down on the floor and dying, and I'm just going to scoop up your loot and extract. Now, on to another point about Legacy. The grenade throwing system was totally physics-based. You have to physically throw the grenade in your play space to be able to throw it. So you pick how far it goes. If you throw it at a high arc, it is going far. As long as you give it enough power behind it, you can make it fly anywhere. So I'm sure that's boring already. So I'm just going to carry on. So next up is some miscellaneous stuff. Keycards definitely being found in boxes. This was a game changer. You find in prison a purple in a box, you're set. Happy days. Also, on that note, keycards in bags, no secure containers. This was the best. Finding a keycard in someone's bag was like genuinely finding £1 million on your bed when you come home. It was the pinnacle of this game. What else? So this one has not been talked about much. If you remember back from probably, I want to say May 2024, you was able to flip a knife in your hands. So you know the knives now, you hold it basically upwards. Yeah, you was able to flip the knife backwards and basically backhand that knife. I don't know why it was removed. I don't know when it was removed. I can't find anything on why it was removed. Next up, we definitely have some controversial opinions. My opinion personally, I prefer the older systems. They just worked, they were easy. Anyone could pick them up within a week of playing. So, first up, bag and armor folding. Me personally, from my point of view, I believe this is a good change because you look at people's bunkers now, they have 12 Ragnars full of T6 rigs because you can just fold the rig up, put it in your bag, and then go and extract. However, back in Legacy, you couldn't do that. You had basically three slots, four if you include the gun slot and the pistol slot. You could only carry out one gun on that slot, maybe another one if you have a gear tech or two. But you had to choose wisely what you took out. Like, I could only take, say, a Ragnar full of items and a T6 out. I couldn't take 5 T6 rigs, 2 Altons, for 5 guns. I couldn't do it. So it will slow down progression a lot. Next up, we have the old healing system. This old healing system was just amazing. You could pick it up within a week. All you had to do was hold it and stick it in your arm. Yet the hitbox could be a bit weird at times, as you had to get it literally perfect or it would not go in. But it was just easy. You could pick it up. It was simple. Next up, no dog tags. Now, dog tags are amazing. I think they were probably one of the best additions in the game. I hated it in Legacy when I had to basically go out of raid to find out who I've sniped 200 meters away on island. Because by the time I got to them, their body would be gone. Next up, I have on here is the loot just being predictable. So in vaults, for example, the purple vault on Matka, the tower vault, that had a box that was just arse. You could open that vault 50 times and the box would be the exact set. It would have probably a peach can at best. Or the purple vault on island constantly just spawning pieces of scrap metal that were useless back then. You never needed them, just sold them for cash because the vault was that bad. Now, adding on to this, I also want to add that this was before the basically naked raid nerf. So back then, I could go to, say, Island, I could get an orm or something, I don't know, we'll say a scar, for example. I could probably deck that scar out in about 5 boxes, genuinely. And it had a full magazine. And if you found a stoner, it was full. That's 150 rounds straight off the bat. So naked raids are viable again. We're going to be seeing a lot of that, I'm guessing. Now, some more bits just to touch on. The old scopes. Now, this is one thing that Tabor has done amazing, is changing the scopes from the old ones. I hated the old scopes. They were usable, don't get me wrong. I don't know why people hated them so much as they did. They were functional. You could snipe with them. However, the new scopes are just so much better. Now, maybe not after New Island, because obviously the day-night cycle made them shit, I'm not going to lie. But they were usable. Now, another thing is this is before the AI refactor. So the AI in this version, you can just walk up to them. Yeah, if you walk up slowly behind them, they won't care. You can go up to them, snap their necks, take their guns, they're full. Yeah, go kill a kid Chad in silo. Sick. Now, I'm gonna give a few tips and tricks to some of the new gens that are coming into Legacy. Um, the TTK is a lot faster in Legacy, a lot faster. Obviously, AP rounds rebuyable. Guns have maximum ammo when they spawn. Now, obviously, this being Old Island is smaller than New Island, a lot smaller. In fact, it's half the size. So that means keycard spawns are going to be a lot more closer together. So, from what I remember, Old Island had 2 purple spawns, an orange spawn, and about 6 GPU spawns throughout the map. Now, I am going to make a part 2 to this video, which will be DJ's top tips to Legacy. So I'll show off everything I know, everything I remember. And then when obviously Legacy drops, I'm going to redo it again with what's actually in there. So I'll see you guys in the next one. This is my first long form video on YouTube. So if it's shit, let me know. I'll stop.